edition of Caltex Video Magazine. I'm your host, Gloria Barron. Get ready for another exciting trip around the world of Caltex. In this edition, an interview with Caltex's new chairman. We'll take a look at the leading edge and go to Dubai for the expansion of the Fujairah terminal. Topping the news, on September 1st, David Law Smith officially assumed the chairmanship of Caltex Petroleum Corporation. Law Smith joined Caltex in 1961 and has served in East Africa, Australia, Madagascar, Korea, Dallas, and New York. We were able to speak with Law Smith about his past experiences with Caltex and his vision for its future. Here's what he had to say.
It's a humbling experience to be asked to take over the leadership of a company like Caltex. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to with pride is to be able to lead a motivated team in a direction that all of us feel, every single one of us feel, we can succeed and we can beat the competition. We're in the growth parts of the world, but the competition is incredibly strong. And like athletes, one can have all the stamina and the fitness, but in the end, it's the execution and the determination. And I look forward to being one of the people in this organization can make certain that that chemistry gets together and produces the results that I think we all feel we can achieve. The first area of focus is to make absolutely certain that everybody is aligned in the organization all through the international operations and the domestic corporate office and the service company and the insurance companies, aligned with our vision, our values, and our strategic intents. If we can achieve that, one of the dreams that I have is to be known, the company to be known, and we coined this phrase the other day when we were talking about quality and people and what is our ambition and how could we summarize our vision statement in a few words. And I said we should be known as the people, service, and value company. And we would like all our employees to think in those terms and align their personal objectives and their personal motivation to those particular goals.
At Caltex, incredible service will soon have a new showcase as the retail re-imaging program moves forward. The Caltex logo has been redesigned and several new prototype gas stations began operating in July. These changes are not just cosmetic, however. Kimberly Boyce tells us more.
In order to capture the awareness and the spending power of its target customers, Caltex is contemporizing its look with a dynamic new logo and new designs for product packaging and service stations.
It's really a cost of entry, sort of situation. If we don't have a modern background against which to execute service and to offer good quality products, the customers have shown during focus groups they're not going to believe your claims. What we're after is really to get a piece of their mind and to create a predisposition to buy Caltex and to try our facility. Once we get them on that facility, that's the trial, and then all the software with regard to customer focus and operations on the service station will have to be executed properly to get us the retention, to keep those new customers. And to keep our existing customers too.
Service stations using some of the design features in these illustrations are being tested in Manila and Bangkok. This will help Caltex decide the best way to update existing stations. Customers will also be surveyed to judge their response to the new look. A primary goal is to bring a consistent, identifiable design to all Caltex stations and products.
It was quite clear that, from country to country, our service stations did not look very similar. Our lube oil packaging, container size and shape, and graphics on the lube oil containers look totally different from country to country. Whether we would like it or not, we're being dragged into a sort of standard sort of situation where standards are really meaningful. When you look at Sky Channel TV that's done in Asia and goes out all the way across Southeast Asia and into North Asia. So we have the ability to leverage ourselves cost-wise with regards to producing commercials that can be seen by a much larger audience.
With the concept of performance precedes publicity, Caltex is saying that excellent service to the customer reaches beyond the retail forum. It also includes the spectrum of everyone that works in and with Caltex.
So that when they go out and ask the dealers to perform in a very customer-focused way, the dealer can't say, you know, well, why should I break my back to give customer focus when my relationship with you is not all that good? In other words, you're not giving me good customer service. So performance precedes publicity really is getting the whole organization from internal customers serving their customers well, and then we asking our dealers and franchisees to really service the end customer in a satisfactory manner.
Now let's go to Dubai and the Fujairah terminal. Recent construction has expanded its capacity and it was commissioned for operation in early September.
On the Gulf of Oman, just south of the Strait of Hormuz, lies the port of Fujairah in the United Arab Emirates. This is home to Caltex's latest development in the region, a $6 million storage facility built by Caltex Alkhalij. This storage facility provides a capacity of more than 1 million barrels of fuel for use by the United States Defense Fuel Supply Center.
It was chosen as a location because of the support requirements of the U.S. Central Military Command. It's important to Caltex because we saw several opportunities along the East Coast that we wanted to try and take advantage of through our joint venture company, EBCO.
Tankers are tugged in, and fuel is offloaded for future use by the U.S. military in the Middle East. Fuel samples are siphoned off and tested for quality and consistency of product.
We store two products here for the U.S. Central Military Command. One of them is aircraft jet fuel, and the other one is diesel marine fuel for the U.S. naval vessels.
Construction of 4 tanks was completed at a rapid pace in order to meet the military demand. The tanks were commissioned and put into service in September of 1995, well ahead of normal production expectations.
The normal construction period is 18 months for this project, but because the U.S. Central Military Command wanted us to take product as soon as we could, we made some adjustments in the construction schedule, and that helped us to commission the tanks and the receiving and pumping facilities ahead of time in about 9 months' time. For the very first time in the UAE, we have installed a leak detection system for all the 4 tanks. This consists of an impervious membrane installed under each of the tanks, and this will prevent any possible leak from the tank finding its way down to the groundwater level. It will also help us to detect leaks promptly and quickly.
By expanding existing terminal facilities here, Caltex continues to be a leader in safe fuel management in this important part of the world.
The role of women in the workplace has changed tremendously over the past decades. Employment opportunities have expanded far beyond traditional jobs like nursing or teaching. As we'll see, Caltex is no exception. Let's visit the Mataput refinery for more on this story.
More than 1,600 female workers are employed by Caltex, and you don't have to look far to see more and more women under those hard hats, mixing concrete and bending steel.
Oh, we've come a long way, I'd say. Things were a lot different 30, 40 years ago, but now we are invading so-called boys' land very slowly.
Each year at Caltex, you'll find more and more women right there with men. As the managing director of Star Petroleum, Don Romano tells us, it's not a matter of finding a certain number of women for the jobs. It's about finding the right person, be it a man or a woman. Romano says women play a major role here at Caltex.
The women seem to think that they're better than the men, that I think they feel like they get more done. They're more dependable, they stay there and they get the job done.
There's a consensus from the women here, and that is, Just like in any field, you've got to work hard if you want to succeed. And if you want to succeed, Caltex will give you the opportunity.
But I think the company gave me the opportunity to do working as men. I think women's situation is improved.
Outside of construction, many women at Caltex work in other fields like accounting and public affairs. The women we talked to agree that not only is education a must, but being career-driven is just as important. When asked if they were nervous about competing with men, the answer was simply no.
We work as a team. You don't just do it yourself. You have the supervisor to review your job, things like that, and we can talk. And I think most of the companies that I've known about, they don't let women speak up.
This is the place that opens the opportunity for women to work and play the role as we want to.
As we've heard from the women working at Mataput, Caltex provides equal opportunity for equal contribution. In even more ways and more avenues, women at Caltex are now experiencing the same benefits and recognition as their male counterparts. They're finding that hard work, enthusiasm, and dedication will take you a long way.
Part of Caltex's commitment to responsible business practice is sharing in the preservation of the environment and meeting environmental standards. Caltex offers extensive instruction in this area. Recently, members of the Environmental Training Program had an up-close and personal look at the latest equipment and techniques for wastewater treatment. Let's join them at the Star Refinery in Convent, Louisiana.
At Caltex, environmental training is an ongoing, on-the-job concept. Recognizing the U.S. as a world leader in environmental technology, a group of Caltex employees from various countries recently visited Convent, Louisiana's Star Refinery as part of their environmental training program.
Just as anyone who buys a car, you usually take a test drive. That's what we're attempting to do on this. Lead the engineers through, take a test drive, talk to the operators, talk to the engineers.
The dual objectives of the visit were not only to provide exposure to current methods of biological wastewater treatment, but also as hands-on exposure to the refinery's superior effluent water treatment equipment, some of which is under consideration for implementation in Caltex and SPRC facilities.
This equipment takes a waste stream from the refinery and cleans it up to a predetermined government specified level of cleanliness. And in this particular area, they're sticking water back into the river that is cleaner than the water that's in the river.
Members of the group were unanimous in supporting the choice of the Star Refinery as an ideal facility for this phase of their training because of its state-of-the-art technology and techniques. Their visit to the refinery was but another stop that the trainees make as a supplement to the classroom training they receive during their 18-month tour of duty. Upon completion of the program, they will return to the field as regional environmental coordinators.
In our last video, we spotlighted Vietnam, an exciting area of new opportunity for Caltex. Since then, the U.S. has normalized relations with Vietnam, and Vietnam has joined the U.S.-ASEAN Council for Business and Technology. These developments, under recommendations of a special studies team, have convinced Caltex to commit even more resources and manpower to take advantage of the opportunity to become a market leader in this area. Jim Thompson will head this effort in Hanoi.
Much of the economic growth and much of our marketing activity currently is in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon in the south. But Hanoi is the capital of the country. It's where many of the government ministries, which we will be dealing with, are located. It is also where several companies, Vietnamese companies, that appear to us to be candidates for joint ventures are headquartered. The word that I hear used most often in regards to Hanoi is charming. Well, both myself and Caltex would like to achieve that winning position in the marketplace. Again, that would translate into being one or two in the market, better than 20% share in those markets in which we select to operate.
A new training program for managers and supervisors called Managing for Performance was launched this past January by the TQM department at the Dallas office. 24 managers took part in the pilot, and at the time of this story, 8 had completed the course, and the others will finish as travel schedules permit. The program's mission is to create awareness of the role of management in leading organizational change, as well as developing and communicating management practices that support Caltex's vision and values. Results of the pilot have been so positive that, based on managers' requests, a non-managerial version of the program Performance Through Participation is currently being piloted. Also in quality news, Caltex Bahrain has been certified to ISO 9002 with 0 nonconformance. Certification is for distribution and logistics and sales and marketing of lubricants, specialty products, and aviation and bunker fuels. Honem Oil's entire refinery at Yeocheon, Korea has been commissioned for double certification, ISO 9000 and ISO 14000, the environmental systemic standard. The Batangas refinery has been Phase 1 certified, covering oil movement and shipping, product planning, instrumentation, maintenance, and the laboratory. In Dubai, EPCO's Information Technology Department has been certified. Finally, Caltex Oil Pakistan has become the only oil company in Pakistan to be certified for ISO 9002. Certification is for the laboratory and covers sample preparation, processing, and test procedures. Kudos for all for your unrelenting quality efforts. Safety is always a prime concern at Caltex installations around the world. Caltex Services Environmental Health and Safety Department continues in its commitment to provide the most up-to-date training and equipment for Caltex employees. Recently, several thousand pieces of firefighting and safety gear were procured for use at the Star Petroleum Refinery in Thailand. Caltex has also purchased 2 fire trucks, which have been custom designed specifically to Caltex's high standards. The trucks are under assembly and will be sent to Mataput in the near future. And in August, employees representing field companies from Thailand, Kenya, and New Zealand gathered for a week of specialized training at the Dodd Bills Fire Protection Training Academy near Reno, Nevada. CVM visited the site on the final day as the students battled blazing oil fires in a practical test of all they had learned during the week.
When oil fires flare anywhere in the world, it's a dangerous proposition for those called to respond. At this facility in Nevada, employees are trained to safely fight fires that come in many forms. Students learn to react to mishaps that can happen at refineries, LPG releases, pressure leaks, and flange fires. Tim Blackford, the coordinator of fire protection and safety for Caltex Services Corporation, is also an instructor of the course.
Through the week, we progress up into some leadership, some strategy and tactics, teach them not only how to move hose, but how to actually attack a fire, the best way to fight it, and give them some leadership skills as well.
Afternoons become hands-on theater as the students suit up, listen to last-minute advice from instructors, and then test their newfound skills against raging blazes. A group of Caltex employees representing Kenya, New Zealand, and Star Petroleum Refining Company of Thailand joined other firefighters in the course. The students learn more than theory. They feel the heat.
Fire's damn hot for a start. You definitely need mutual aid when it comes to fighting a fire of this sort of magnitude. Some of the factors that I've also learned can help back at home with our engineering department with some of the design when it will make it easier fighting a fire.
I'll get the feeling at least of what's involved in firefighting, how important it is to try and prevent fires at our terminals and depots and service stations, and also the potential risks that those fires have.
The purpose of Caltex's involvement is to develop confidence and skill at fighting oil fires and to give employees valuable insights into firefighting at their home facilities.
คิดว่าดีมาก very good แล้วต่อไปประสบการณ์อะไรต่างๆที่ได้จากที่นี่จะไปดัดแปลงหรือว่าแก้ไขในเหตุการณ์ที่ว่าเป็นจริงได้ง่ายถ้ามาเจอเหตุการณ์แบบนี้แล้ว
As the fires are brought under control, tired firefighters complete the day, packing up the equipment they've used and winding down from the thrill of the fight. They'll return to their homelands with new skills and new confidence, prepared for events that they hope will never happen.
Now, before we go, I'd like to turn it over to a very distinguished member of the Caltex family, Mr. Patrick J. Ward.
Hi. I'm happy for the opportunity to say farewell to those of you whom I couldn't see personally during recent trips. I can't believe that the time has come now and that it's been 47 years. Although I'm retiring, I know I'm going to remain part of the Caltex family. I've had a lot of fun and many great experiences with Caltex. I've loved to travel in the Caltex areas, seeing all the different places and activities that Caltex people are involved in. Most of all, I've enjoyed meeting the people. And you know, it's the people that have made Caltex work over the decades. I'm proud of what you, the employees of Caltex, have done and are continuing to do to make it an even more successful company. To those of you who are contributing to Caltex's success in so many ways, and especially to those of you who are starting out your careers in Caltex, I'd like to say this. This is a great company to work for. Work hard, make a difference, and have as much fun as I've had. Good luck in all your endeavors, and God bless.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Caltex Video Magazine. Join us next time for more exciting news about the world of Caltex. I'm your host, Gloria Barron.